In active voice, subject performs the action. Subject is always the doer of the action, and the pattern we have to follow is subject plus verb plus object. In the example provided, it follows the sentence structure subject plus verb plus object. Lucas is the subject, painted is the verb, the house is the object. Who painted the house? It's Lucas. So therefore, Lucas is the subject and the doer of the action. And the receiver of the action is the house. Sa madaling salita, in active voice, subject is always at the beginning of the sentence at laging tagagawa ito ng kilos. Ngayon naman, anong pinagkaiba ng active voice from passive voice? So let's find out. In passive voice, when the subject receives the action of the verb rather than performing the action. Ano ba ibig sabihin nito? Ibig sabihin nito, yung subject dito sa passive voice ay tagatanggap lamang ng kilos. And look at the sentence structure. It's object plus verb plus subject. The house was painted by Anna. The house is the object, painted is the verb, and then Anna is the subject. And in passive voice, the subject is not the doer of the action. Instead, it's only receive the action of the verb. So if we will compare it from active voice, which is the subject is the doer of the action, and then passive voice is only the receiver of the action. Ngayon, balikan natin yung active voice. How can we change active voice to passive voice? What are the things we have to remember? Kailangan lang ba natin balik-baliktarin yung sentence structure so that we can get the passive voice? No, we have to consider that verb changes its form when you change the voice from active to passive. So first thing, we have to check the tenses of the verb. Is it in present tense? If it is, you have to use the be verb am, is, are plus past participle. While if it's in past tense, you have to use was, were plus past participle. And then for future tense, it's will, shall plus past participle. So balikan natin yung example natin kanina sa active voice. Lucas painted the house. What is the tense of the verb? Is it in present, past, or future tense? Correct. It's in past tense. So, how are we going to change it in passive voice? First, we have to get the object. In this example, Lucas painted the house. Which is the object? The object is the house. So, we will write the house at the beginning of the sentence. And then, followed by the be verb. Okay. Look at the active voice. Painted is in past tense. So what are we going to use? We are going to use the past tense. Was, were, plus past participle. So look at the subject. It's house. It's only one, so we're going to use was. And what's the past participle of painted? It's still painted. And who is the receiver of the action? It's Lucas. So we will use the word by. The house was painted by Lucas. So hindi pwede nating sabihin na the house painted Lucas because incomplete yung thought niya. So tandaan, if we're going to change active voice to passive voice, we have to check first the tenses of the verb. Check niyo muna yung verb. Is it in present tense, past tense, or future tense? In this example, it's in past tense. So, kailangan natin gamitin yung be verb na was or were. Dito, ang object ay the house. So, we will write it in the beginning, at the beginning of the sentence. And then, since isa lang yung house, we're going to use the be verb was plus the past participle of the word painted. It's painted, and the receiver of the action is Lucas. The house was painted by Lucas. So, see the difference between active voice and passive voice. Tandaan, in active voice, the subject is always the doer of the action. And in passive voice, the subject is always the receiver of the action. So, may tanong ba tayo mga kids? Kung wala, next natin gagawin ay ang ating activities.